here. Let's go over all the games happened on Tuesday night. And there were only 2 games. It's really weird, weird night. I don't think any games got canceled. Just the way NBA set up their schedule, only 2 games on Tuesday, and they both started at 9 o'clock. Interesting to see, schedule like this. The first game is the OKC and Denver Nuggets. Denver got the easy win. OKC, they were without Al Horford. So Isaiah Roby started 26 points. He put up pretty decent stat, and I think as the season goes on, the point guard position and center position at OKC gonna open up more minutes for other guys. Right, we'll see which guy is good. Isaiah Roby, he seems to be playing hard. Got 4 steals here, nothing, 9 rebounds, nothing else. While Shea, he's been disappointing so far to say the least. A lot of people drafted him top 20, top 25, top 30. You're not gonna trade him for, you're not gonna get the same value back. So the only thing you can hope is pray for OKC to play better. They are really kind of disoriented on the offensive end. Last year they had a Chris Paul, right, running the offense, setting everybody up. This year with him gone, Shea hasn't. Well, George Hill is no Chris Paul, and Shea hasn't. I mean, he got 7 assists this game, but he's nowhere near the leader that Chris Paul is. Lou Dort shot the ball really well, 20 points, but usually he doesn't do much. While Darius Bazley still struggled. Didn't really struggle shooting the ball, 5 for 11, 12 points, but his rebound seemed to be missing, and mainly his 2 main categories is rebound and blocks. At least to start off the season, give you 7-8 rebound and give you a block or 2. He gave you 2 blocks here. No, only 2 rebounds, which is weird. If your team doesn't need those rebounds, you can safely drop him at this point. You just don't know when. He was playing so well in the bubble with CP3. With CP3 gone, I just don't know. 2 blocks, majority of his values comes from blocks, right? He's averaging I think his block numbers fell off. He was averaging 1.5 to start off the season, and just kind of fell off. Give you 2 here. I'm perfectly okay with you just moving on from him. If your team doesn't need those blocks, you can move on from him. George Hill, not too interested. Hamidou Diallo had a huge 2 games last week where he went off 18 minutes here. So it's pretty obvious at this point they're the OKC rotation, right? Those young guys, Lou Dort, Darius Bazley, when Horford is healthy, Shea and George Hill, those guys gonna get starter minutes at this moment. Yeah, well, due to a blowout this game, those 2 guys didn't really get high minutes, but otherwise they're gonna get majority of the minutes. And guys like Hamidou Diallo, the most he can get at the moment is 26 minutes. In other games he's getting 20, 18, so just not enough upside. And then the Thunder on the Denver side, Jokic just continue his MVP campaign. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and there's no reason why I don't see this continue. Maybe one, and at the moment, Jamal Murray, he's hurt. His elbow is really bothering him at the moment, right? So this game, 4 assists, 2 steals, but only 5 points. So they really need Michael Porter Jr. back. Hopefully he'll be back next game. And with return of MPJ, I hope that Denver is going to get him more involved on offense. So maybe Jokic doesn't have to take 20 shots a game. Maybe 16, 17. Give away 3-4 shots to Michael Porter Jr. That's why I'm very high on Michael Porter Jr. Denver is also struggling at the moment. With this win, I think they're around 500 mark, but they need to pick up wins, and Michael Porter Jr. should play high minutes. With this Denver squad, they really need a lot of offense. Malik Beasley left. they lost. Who else did they lost Jeremy Grant, just two big rotation guys, and Garrett Harris this year has not been so good, and Will Barton is really up and down. So they really need Michael Porter Jr. to carry the load. Like everybody on the bench, really the only guy, Malone trusts is maybe Monty Morris. He had a pretty good game here, only in 21 minutes. PJ Dozier, yeah. JaMychal Green, nobody else on the Denver bench. Denver used to be really deep last year. 10 guys. That's why, Jokic can just chill. Now he has to take. This year he's averaging how many field goal attempts a game? Let's do a quick. Let's see how many shot attempts. Oh, he's only averaging 16.6. He averaged 14.7 last year, but he's shooting the ball much better, 57%. He's shooting the three much better, from 30 to 35. Is hitting his free throw a bit more, so his scoring has a 5-point jump. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to the next game: the New Orleans Pelicans and Utah Jazz. The Pelicans, they lost to Jazz. They're struggling at the moment. West is pretty stacked, right? So it'll be hard for them to make the playoffs. They need to start playing better. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram. Ingram, 17 points, 2 blocks. Yeah, this is the problem with Ingram, is that he give you high scoring. He took 18 shots here, so he should give you 20 points. Low 20s. I don't know if you will hit 25. He's been struggling the past few games. Just the peripheral stats are not really there. Had 2 blocks, but usually grab you 5-6 rebound. Not a lot of assists. If he can give you 5 a game, that would be great. And not a lot of steals or blocks, which is why he wasn't. People don't think he was a top 20 or top 25 player. He was getting drafted in the 4th round. Like example would be like DeRozan would be. DeRozan probably get more assists and more defensive stats, and while DeRozan was getting drafted in the 50s, right? Obviously, Brandon Ingram is younger with higher upside. Zion Williamson, 35 minutes, had a huge game, but field goal and other than field goal and points, he didn't really give you much. But huge field goal, 73% on 19 attempts. Steven Adams, 6 points. He did have to play against Rudy Gobert. Only 22 minutes due to a blowout. 9 rebound, steal and assist, 6 points. Eric Bledsoe really struggled. You still hold on to this guy. His minutes is low because Nickeil Alexander-Walker finished the game. He got 30 minutes. Eric Bledsoe's minutes are not going to be in the 30 minutes every single game, and he was also a minus 19. It's tough, and this year his steal numbers are not really there. So what else can you do, right? This guy has, you have to keep him for now and see what happens. Maybe at some point you have to drop him, and if your team is struggling, it depends, right? If your team is struggling and you don't need his assists and steals, you can go ahead and drop him. Grab a big guy maybe to win you those categories. But if your team is doing well, just hopefully, what else can you do? Lonzo Ball returned from the injury. Lonzo Ball also has been struggling. He had a few good games earlier in the season. He just kind of fell off. Also, he had an injury. He was +6, while everybody else was a -8 or 10+. 3 for 10, didn't shoot the ball well, but his brother is outplaying him at the moment, and it's not even close. Obviously, on this team, there's a couple other playmakers, and a couple high usage guys versus the Charlotte Hornets. When LaMelo comes off the bench, he's gonna get all the usage, all the assists, all the rebound. 3 steals and 4 assists here is strong, but nothing else really. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you can't keep streaming him and see what happens, right? They have like a couple quality games, but 30 minutes is nice. Took 13 shots, 3rd most on the team. Didn't really shoot, hit a lot. Hit 4 of them, 1 for 6 from 3. 2 steals and block is nice. If he's giving you those defensive stats, obviously you can keep riding him. Josh Hart, you only really grab him for his rebound. Give you 5 here. And with JJ Redick not being that efficient, not being that useful this year. The Pelicans rotation, obviously the 5 starters, even though Eric Bledsoe is not getting high minutes. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker is getting a lot more minutes, and I think he might be getting 25 plus minutes going forward. He's a really inefficient guy, but give you some scoring and maybe some defensive stats as well. So you can definitely stream him and see what happens. And on the Jazz side, Bogdanovic, 11 points here. He was averaging 20. He's not going to average 20 points like he did last year. And his ceiling is 20 points. If he's having a really good game, he's 20. But last year, he could go for 30. Took 11 shots, 7 rebounds. But what else can you do, right? You just have to hold this guy. He's getting the minutes, and you just have to hope that at some point, he might get more usage and he might start hitting more shots, right? They will look for him. Like, Mike Conley only took 7 shots here, but got those 10 assists and 2 steals, 6 points. So Mike Conley is outperforming Bogdanovic at the moment, and it's not even close. Even though he only took 7 shots here, but 10 assists and 2 steals is really, really strong. Well, meanwhile, Donovan Mitchell had another great game. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Efficient line from the free throw line and from field goal. The problem with Mitchell is his steal rate just mysteriously disappeared after his rookie season. Maybe his second year, he had a 1.5, 1.6 steal rate in his rookie season. Now it's a 0. Now it's like close to 1. It's not even 1 at the moment. So you just hope his defensive stats are up and he can go to the free throw line a little bit more. And he's gonna shit on your field goal from time to time, but the usage is still there. He's gonna average 25, close to 25. By far the number 1 guy on the team. Rudy Gobert, 13 points, 18 rebounds. Really strong game, a steal and 3 blocks. Really destroy your free throw. But if you have Rudy Gobert, your team is not. Sometimes you're planning on pumping free throw anyways. Royce O'Neal, the minutes is really there for this guy, right? 35 minutes. Coach really likes to use him as a defender, give you 2 blocks. If you want those rebound and defensive stats, you can definitely kind of roster him because the minutes are there, but he doesn't give you anything else really. And Jordan Clarkson, he's a must roster guy, 12 team. He's a better version of Bogdanovic. He has higher upside. Like if he's going off, he can give you 26, 27 points, and every single game you can pretty much count him to give you 15 points, right? Even though, and he usually does it in a more efficient manner. Obviously, 40%. He's a bucket getter coming off the bench, high usage. Doesn't have to compete with Donovan Mitchell, right? Whereas with Bogdanovic, he has to compete with Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, guys like that. So Jordan Clarkson is having a really great year. In the past years, you always just stream him for his points. Now he really upped his scoring and playing really well. To be honest, I got you 6 assists, even 6 rebounds, even though the defensive stats, is lacking from time to time. Joe Ingles, came back from injury, shot the ball extremely well, 5 for 6. All 6 attempts of threes. A couple years ago, he used to be a pretty good steals and assist guy, hit some threes, and he's a forward, giving you the assists is nice. I think he averaged 6 assists 1 year. Those days are long gone. I think that's when Ricky Rubio was still on the team. Those days were long gone. I don't even know if you want to stream this guy anymore. While Derek Favors got 16 points, not really too interested in him. Only streaming Tuesday, right? Only 2 games. So if you want some, just a little bit, streaming, you can do it. I think they have another game on Thursday where only a few teams play. Weeks like this, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, huge games. So you might your roster might be overfloated with players playing, and while on Tuesday and Thursdays, you have only 1 or 2 players playing. That's it for all the games. A lot of games happening tonight. I'll do another one tomorrow. See you guys.